Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and this is Scraplift Crafternoon, where we take a layout that has inspired us and we scrap lift it. So this week's layout is by Dorothy, I think it's Goonan, I'm sorry. It's with Scrapbooking Quebec and she's creating for scrapbooknerd.com. And I am going to document this picture of my dad and my grandmother. And I'm going to use the same collection she did, The Life Right Now by Pink Fresh Studio. I had an entirely different plan for what I was going to do and totally changed my mind. Because I do have this collection, not a lot of it, but I have, all of these little goodies here. And I thought I could do that. So I decided to pull it out, find a picture that would work with what I wanted to do, and go with that. So I've got my papers, my embellishments in this picture, and this awesome layout. So let's see how it goes. So I decided I was going to actually use the exact same stripy paper because it's so pretty. I love the stripe. It's bold but not in your face, and I think that it is very gorgeous. So I'm going to use that, and then she has two little strips as well, and so I'm going to use this piece like she has it going down the side, and then I'm going to cut two 1-inch pieces. One is this blue stripe, and the blue stripe is the back side of those little tickets or tags, and so I just hide the little white bit that's there, and then this is that this little curvy, but I didn't want this to be touching that bold stripe because it's too much of the same thing, so I put that blue in the middle to break it up, and I love the way that looks. It gives you a little bit of a rest between the bright bold stripes and that wild pattern, but obviously has all the same collection because this is from a scrap from this collection. So yay, I've used up a scrap on top of that. So now I am going to cut this into a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then the back side I'm going to have 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and trimming that down now. That way I can mat my picture on the same pattern, but since it's sitting on top of that pattern, I wanted to double mat it. So I go ahead and do that on the back of this that same paper, so that blue will help stand it out a little bit, because I'm going to tuck enough stuff back there that it won't be blue on blue from where that stripe is. And I do take my Tim Holtz distress tool and distress the entire all 4 sides, and then I take my dauber, and my dauber for this one has hickory smoke on it, and it's just what's left over, but I do that a lot, but usually I can kind of remember what color it is. So this one is hickory smoke, and I just want to have that side where there's some white and that blue background paper. I want to make sure it stands out if it's going to be against white paper, either the stripes on the left side or that solid on the right side. So since I don't know what I am putting down or how much is going to get tucked, because I've only put adhesive on the back in the middle part. I have not put adhesive in the corners as of right now because I want to be able to tuck things in. So I am using some of the very same little tags or tickets that Dorothy used, and I love the concept. I don't have the florals. I had some in this collection, but I used most of them up. So I am not using florals. I'm mostly using tickets and some other little this and that. So you can see over there on the left side and the right side, the things that I'm thinking about pulling in. I do not use all those, and I knew that I wasn't going to, but I wasn't sure what was going to work best. So I picked things that would work word-wise, and then after I got everything tucked in and done, I would put what I thought might work space-wise and shape-wise. So these few right here, like one says, let's go on an adventure. We were traveling to Texas to see my grandmother. Yesterday, Saturday, I did a Courageously Crafting Scrapbooking Through the Hard Stuff layout, and it was about my grandmother moving to Texas, and that was in June, and the first time we were able to go and see her was in July. This is the 27th of July, and so this was the first time they'd seen each other in about a month and a half, And so this is their first embrace, which is so special. I'm sorry I went on the other side to get their face, but my father hated his picture getting taken. So, you just you got to be happy with what you got. And since I know what this, how special this is, I'm good with that. So I wanted some journaling space here, and she had a really pretty circular space, journal space, and she had it, outlined with some pretty paper. I decided I was just going to use this piece of the packaging from the enamel dots because it's grid and I can just use that to journal. I'm not going to ink it because once I get the journaling on there, what I need to stand out will stand out. And, the rest will just kind of disappear into the background. And I'm okay with that because the journaling is a part of this, but the picture is the main part. I do love the way that her journaling was on that circle. It was really, really pretty. And I will do things like that in the future, but I just really wanted to tuck this in and kind of have it be just a part of the background. And so I just finished putting down a bunch of things down at the bottom. And now I am working on getting my stickers from the sticker sheet down. Up there at the top, I put one that says need a hug. And at the bottom, I'm going to put one that says happy heart. I'm just kind of scattering the colors. I want to make sure I have the colors kind of throughout. And they are doing the diagonal like she had. I did add that little sticker at the top that says more of this, please. Because I thought that was super fitting. But wasn't going to look right hanging anywhere else. And I've already got enough stuff at the bottom. The little sticker that says this sparks joy. The little tag says social hour. So I didn't want to add anything else. Now, I do end up adding one more thing, and it's this little part of the tag. I cut it off of one of the tickets. It said something like chill out because it says take it easy. And my dad said that all the time, and my grandmother made comments about that. And after my father died, my grandmother used to say this all the time because she'd say, well, your dad used to tell me this, and now I started saying it. So she always said, take it easy. And so we even had some of the words from that song on my dad's funeral bill because not the part about, 7 women on his mind because that wasn't going to fit. But the taking it easy part was definitely appropriate. So I do pull out a few of these like chipboard, like circular, I guess they're called flare. I normally only use Dottie About Flare or the Flare Hut Flare, but these came with some of the stash that I had, and some of these colors work really well. So I pulled these two. One of them has got a little floral, and I put it over the top left corner, and then I covered this. It just said like anywhere and everywhere, which is fine. It wasn't like it didn't fit, but I thought that it looked neat, bringing that yellow and kind of covering some of that brown or tan color. And so then I pull out my enamel, I almost said, you all, I'm tongue-tied. I can't even talk. I pull out my enamel dots and put a few over here on the right, a few up in the left cluster, and then decide to put my last 3 down here on the bottom left next to the little This Sparks Joy. And I'm trying to decide at this point if I want an extra title, if I want to just have So Good be the title or Take It Easy. Any of those things would have worked. I mean, this is pretty much a word layout. Almost everything's got, words on it. And so I thought I could just do that. But then I decided I wanted to use some of these alphas. So I pulled them out and debate on what I wanted to put on here. I considered putting something about the long wait, or something along those lines. I had a few things that went on in my head, and honestly, it really just ended up being that I wanted to point out the fact that this was the best hug, and so that's what I titled it. So the awesome thing is, because I'm putting it on the striped paper, I have a guide. I need to only work with stripes, you all, because it makes putting things down like this so easy because you've got something to guide you. So, but anyway, so I just titled it The Best Hug, and I think that might be it. I considered doing some splattering, but really I felt like it had enough color on here with the stripe down the side and all the different things over in the bottom cluster and in the top cluster. I really felt like it didn't need anything else. I will journal off camera and add the date and just a little note, and I will fill in that little part at the bottom corner where it says feeling all the feels, because it wants to know what your mood is. So obviously the mood here is happy. And so I will put that down there. I probably could have put happy heart sticker right over where it says mood, but that's okay. So here are the close-ups. I would hope very much that you will go and check out Dorothy's YouTube channel. Like I said, it is Scrapbooking Quebec, and it'll be linked below. This layout is great, and she has so many really amazing videos. So go check her out, as well as all the amazing ladies that I hop with and am blessed to call my friends. Their links are below as well in the playlist. So I hope you all have a great night and happy scrapping.